Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We do this every single Friday evening where we take about 45 minutes or so and we run through as many games as we can for the entire weekend, and we run through how to make use of the Predict Heroes app. And like you guys know, every single thing behind you guys over here on the screen you guys can do. Just head on over to predict-heroes.com, completely free, completely available 24/7, and got all the games that you guys can use. And we are currently live on YouTube, Twitch and TikTok as well, for the guys that do still enjoy our TikTok lives. Just remember guys, on TikTok the screen is a little bit limited, so if you guys do want the full viewing experience where you can see every single thing that we are doing over here, just head on over to YouTube, search Predict Heroes, and you will see we are live and we have this beautiful screen out there behind us. Right, don't ever forget guys, please drop some likes on that stream, drop some comments, give us some games that you guys would like us to go through, and let's just jump in and just run through a whole bunch of games, as many as we can. So I see already Howard is saying that United is so unpredictable. Yes, I don't actually know why I brought up United as the first game here, but I just thought, why not run through a couple of the Premier League games, and just sort of run through how the app works, how to navigate it, and why not? Let's start with my team. Funny enough, Manchester United, not Norwich. Unfortunately, at the moment, I almost feel like I should be supporting Norwich, but you know, United will come right. I'm pretty sure of it. We've managed to get Ten Hag now, amazing coach, very excited, very keen to get the next season going. So right, so just to give you guys that are new around here a little bit of navigation. So what you have here is the Predict Heroes app, and this is mobile friendly as well. So if you guys do open up your phone, predict-heroes.com, access the web app, and you will find everything that you are seeing here just in a mobile friendly format. And you can see here we do have different dates, we do have a couple of countries, Premier League currently, and we have all the matches for tomorrow over here. So just sort of diving in and having a look at the United Norwich game. What we do have over here is we have a home win percentage. So this basically is a probability of a United win for tomorrow's game, kicking off 4 p.m. tomorrow. We do have a 71% chance of a United win, followed by a 19% chance of a draw, followed by an away win of 9%. Okay, now a lot of you guys have been asking, how do I actually get to the score lines, etc. So what you'll see over here is we do have the hero results. So what you do is on your phone, on your PC, just tap on it, you'll see it's a drop down, and you will see that there's the score lines and the outcomes. So let's first get stuck into the scores. So for tomorrow's game, we are expecting a 2-0 in favor of United, followed very closely by a 1-0, and followed by a 3-0 at 10%. Now I know the guys on TikTok probably can't see these percentages, so like I said, if you guys want the full viewing experience, head on over to YouTube. We are chilling there. We are doing this live on YouTube as well, with just a bit of a better and more picturesque picture that you guys can actually see. Alright, and thank you to everybody that is chilling with us on YouTube at the moment. And if you guys do want anything, please make sure you guys drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments, what games you guys want, and we'll run through all of them tonight. Okay, now just to give you guys that are new to the app, just a little bit of insight with regards of the goal lines outcomes over here. So what you see here is we have United up against the league average. So United have 1.68 goals on average at home in the past 30 games, and what we do see is that we do have a 0.26, so they are better than the league average. Not very much better than the league average, but you can see that we are ever so slightly better than the league average. Looking at our conceded form, we have concede 1.25 goals a game, which is slightly better than the league average at 0.17. But again, very, very borderline over here. And what you see over here is that you see United are a top table team. However, at this present point in time, they are not nearly good enough, and they are probably around about a 7th, 8th position team is what you are seeing on these stats over here. Remember, football is all about the goals at the end of the day. It is what it is. Looking over to Norwich, we can see why they have struggled this much this season, only scoring 0.97 goals away from home and conceding 1.43 goals away from home. So technically a lot of problems for Norwich over here, we can see that, and that is why we can see a United win going here. We do have it at 71%, and you guys know me, I like to sit around that 80% mark. So this would not be a game that I would be planning to go with for a home win. And looking at the scorelines here, not the greatest. Looking at the outcomes, 72% over 1.5. This is a game over here that when you take a look at the web app and you guys are scrolling through, this is a game that you avoid. And the reason why you avoid this is because the risk outweighs the reward. Okay, just because we're feeling like United should win this game, yes, they should, but there is a very high probability of a draw as well at 19%, and this just basically means a lot of risk involved with going with this game. So this for me would be a complete and utter avoid. All right guys, just make sure you do drop in the comments any games that you guys would like. Please also, everybody who's on the stream right now on TikTok, on YouTube, please just drop a like on the stream. It really does help us just really get the stream in front of as many people as possible and get everyone benefiting from the web app. Right, let's jump into, until we get a couple of requests, let's jump into Southampton versus Arsenal. We do have Lombardo. I see you're asking for the Sundowns game. We can definitely have a look at that. Do you mind just dropping in the comments there what day it is? Is it tomorrow? Is it on Sunday? Just drop the day of when Sundowns is and we will definitely have a look at it. And I see we've got another request for the Rennes versus Monaco, both on TikTok. So we will dive straight into those games. Let's quickly have a look at the Southampton versus Arsenal game, kicking off 4 p.m. tomorrow. Just remember, guys, all times that are on our website are South African times, GMT +2, in case you guys were wondering. All right, we do have for Arsenal an 80% chance of a win, followed by a 13% chance of a draw. Right, jumping straight into the scorelines, a 3-0 followed by a 2-0 followed by a 3-1, all in favor of Arsenal. So looking really decent for Arsenal here. Right, and in terms of the goal outcomes, we do have a 91% chance of over 1.5 and a nice 76% chance of over 2.5 goals. Right, so basically what I would be going for this game over here is I would be going with an Arsenal win, so an away win, hits that 80% mark for me, ticks my box, and I would be coupling that with an over 1.5 goals at 91%. It's really a great looking game. I really like the look of it, and if I'm not mistaken, I've seen a little bit on social media that Lacazette might get dropped tomorrow and Nketiah might be starting up top for Arsenal. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know what, whenever they give the kids a chance and the guys want to shine, I always think that is a good thing, because that's what football is about, bringing the next generation through. So I think it will be a good chance for him, and hopefully he takes that and manages to secure us that Arsenal win and total match goals of over 1.5. All right, let's take some of the requests so long. So we do have the Sundowns game first. So what do? We navigate to the date. It is tomorrow. We scroll down and we find South Africa, and we have the DStv Premiership, and we have are you sure Sundowns is playing tomorrow? Let's just check on Sunday. Nope. Let's just see here if we go down. Not sure why we can't find them, unless maybe alright, I'm gonna have to have a look at that. I'm not 100% sure why we cannot find the Sundowns game. I will go and have a look at this Lombardo, and I will get back to you after the stream. I will just drop you a message on TikTok and just see exactly what is happening with that one. But in the meantime, let's just quickly jump over to the Rennes match. That is Rennes versus Monaco. That comes out of France. That is in League 1. And we can just quickly go down and we find Stade Rennes versus CAF Champions League. Thank you. Alright, I'll tell you what, Lombardo, we'll jump across to the CAF Champions League now. That is actually under the country Africa because it's part of the Africa side. So thanks, guys. I will jump straight into the Sundowns game as soon as we get through the Stade Rennes versus AS Monaco. We will jump into that. Alright, so we do have this game kicking off this evening in 40 minutes time, and it does come out of the French League 1. We do have a 72% chance in favor of the home team, and we will have a look at the goal outcomes now to see why that is, and a 17% chance of a draw. So a little bit tight over here. There's quite a lot of bit of risk in terms of a home win, but potentially what you could have a look at doing is coupling a double chance on home win draw, or maybe a draw no bet in favor of the home team. It all depends on the odds. If you guys find good odds for that, then that might actually be a really good shout. Alright, having a look at the scorelines, we do have a 2-0 as most likely, followed by a 1-0, followed by a 2-1, all in favor of Stade Rennes. Right, and having a look at the outcomes, an 83% chance of over 1.5 goals, and sometimes in the French league there is pretty decent odds on an over 1.5. So go and have a look at the game. Personally, what I would be having a look at is I'd be looking at a double chance in favor of the home team draw, or alternatively a draw no bet in favor of the home team, or alternatively an over 1.5 match goals. It all comes down to odds. If the odds aren't great, ignore the game. It's not worth the risk. Okay, remember, staking and betting is all about adding value. It is all about finding value. You're not going to go and place something on Bayern Munich facing the fourth tier German side with odds of 1.03. There's no value in that because the risk outweighs the reward. So always have a look for value. Okay, just let's quickly get stuck into the goal outcomes as to why this is the case. So Stade Rennes doing very well, scoring 2.14 goals a game and only conceding 0.82. This right here is the look of a top table team, right? And I mean sort of top 4. I'm not sure where Stade Rennes sits at the moment. I don't know what their away form is like, but in terms of their home form, they are probably very high up on the table. And then having a look at Monaco, we do have 1.39 goals scored, which is under the league average and only conceding 1. So very good defensively, but not so good going forward away from home. They are a very good team at home, but we can see we're expecting a Stade Rennes win. Jonas, yes, we are indeed. We are recording this live at this present point in time. So welcome and thank you for joining us, guys. Don't forget, please drop some likes on the stream if you guys have not done so already. Like I said, it really does help get the channel in front of as many people as we can. Right, so I promised Lombardo we would jump back into the CAF Champions League for the Sundowns game. And I have no idea where this team is from. Atletico Petrolas de Luanda. No idea. I'm assuming looking at Luanda. Yeah, I'm not even going to hazard a guess before you guys take me out for that. Okay, so what we do have here is we've got a 79%. This game is actually kicking off tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. There we go. Angola is the country. Luanda, I was wondering, I need to go back and do a bit of geography. Having a look here, 79% chance in favor of Sundowns. Great outcome there. A 2-0 followed by a 1-0 followed by a 3-0, all in favor of Sundowns. Now guys, just remember one thing, it's very important. I personally avoid all cups. I am not a staker or a bettor when it comes to cups. I don't like the fact that lineups are different. I don't like the fact that teams play each other so few and far between. I do obviously take into account local form. However, you need to realize that potentially maybe the Angolan league is worse than the South African league, or vice versa, and that means this Luanda's team might be you know, not doing so well domestically, whereas Sundowns is maybe flying domestically, or opposite way around. So that's why I personally avoid cups, because I don't like the risk that comes along with them. But just bear that in mind when it comes to how we get these stats. So it does take into account domestic form as well. All right, and having a look at the outcomes, not exactly the highest percentage outcomes that we can expect. We do have a 68% in favor of a 1.5. And for this game, the only thing that really does stand out to me over here is I do like the look of an away win in favor of Sundowns for this game. Not sure what the odds would be on it. I don't know where those come in. Remember, odds come out of sentiment. So if the public is heavily backing Sundowns, the odds won't be great. But it also gives rise to an opportunity for an in-play. If the game's going on and maybe 10-15 minutes in it's still 0-0, then obviously the odds would be better in favor of Sundowns, and you guys can go and place your stake on Sundowns. Alright, so I hope that one does help over there. I do see that we've got 2 requests for the Tottenham game, Tottenham versus Brighton. So let's go get stuck into that game over there very quickly over here. So we're going to go into the navigation. Remember guys, just a quick one for everyone who's new and who has just joined us. Everything that I am doing here tonight, you guys can do along with us at any time of the day. Just go to predict-heroes.com and access the web app, and everything that I'm doing over here you guys can do too. Alright, so Tottenham, Brighton, there's 2 requests for this game over here. Rostock, Regensburg, we'll go and have a look at that shortly, FK. Alright, so in terms of Saturday, we do have this game kicking off, the early game, 1:30, and I personally absolutely hate the early game because there's never enough goals in it. I don't know what it is. Guys are still asleep or something. But let's go. Alright, 89% chance in favor of Tottenham. Tottenham are flying at the moment. Let's be real. Scoring, defending well, they really are flying at the moment. And I think they are going to be the ones to beat for that Champions League spot, unfortunately. So Tottenham, 89% chance of a win in this game. In terms of scorelines, a 3-0, followed by a 4-0, followed by a 2-0. Obviously all in favor of Tottenham. Looking at the outcomes, a 91% chance of over 1.5 goals and a 77% chance of a over 2.5 goals. And you guys know me, whenever there is expecting one single team to score, I always avoid the over 2.5 goals because I feel like it is adding too much risk, because I'm expecting one team to go and score 3, whereas most teams just get 2 and then sit back and relax. So I would expect an over 1.5 goals here, coupled with a Tottenham win, should get you really decent odds, maybe at about 1.8, 1.9, and I think that is a fantastic shout for this game. Alright, so I hope that does help over there. Let's quickly go and have a look at Rostock versus Regensburg, and then we'll have a look at Nantes versus Unger. I'm assuming Rostock and Regensburg is either out of the Dutch League or the German League. So if you can just drop that in the comments for me down below, I would really appreciate that. There's so many teams out there. I try to keep au fait with all of them, but sometimes it's a little bit on the difficult side. So do me a favor and just drop that Regensburg versus Rostock. And it does come out of Germany. Let's just navigate to it, try and find it. Let's have a look here. Let's check German League 3. Does sound like the name of the German League 3. Right, I'm not seeing that game here. Unless can you guys just drop it in there to see which league exactly it is in? I'm really not seeing it. Unless maybe, here we go. Apologies. I see it over here. Hansa Rostock versus Jan Regensburg, kicking off on Sunday at 1:30. Alright, so in terms of this game, we do have split odds when it comes to having a look at how the odds fall across the playing field. So whenever we say split odds, what we mean by that is that there's not much in this. Alright, 42 to 31%. It might seem a lot in terms of percentage, but it really is not a lot in terms of outcomes over here. So when we say split odds, it means that there really is nothing in this game in terms of the outcomes over here. Looking at the scorelines, we do have a pretty high percentage of a 0-0, followed by a 1-0 in favor of the home team, followed by a 1-0 in favor of the away team. All right, and the reason why we do have that is because what we have here is we've got two teams that are terrible in attack, but really good defensively in terms of league average. Now, we do have the home team, Rostock, scoring just over 1 goal a game and conceding 1.26, better than the league average. And in terms of the away team, we have them also scoring just over 1 goal a game and conceding ever so slightly higher than the home team at 1.44, but still better than the away team. So we've got two teams over here that are very defensive minded and not very attacking, and hence the reason we are not expecting a lot of goals in this game. Alright, so I hope that does help anybody who was maybe thinking there was a bit more of a shoe-in on this game. FK, hope that gives a bit of insight as to where the goal outcomes come from. Alright, FK, you also asked for, where was it? I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling up through the chat over here. I think it was Nantes versus Angers. So let's quickly have a look at Nantes versus Angers. And just before we do, just dropping over to just check out, make sure the stream is still up and running on YouTube. Just remember, guys, we do have a lovely stream currently going on YouTube as well, which documents the entire screen that you guys see over here. A little bit easier to see than TikTok. Right, so let's quickly navigate to the Nantes versus Angers, and then I see we've got some requests for the Zurich versus Young Boys and Juventus versus Fiorentina, or Juventus and Fiorentina. My apologies there. Okay, so let's quickly navigate to the French League. We have Nantes versus Angers. So there we go. Alright, so this game is kicking off on Sunday at 3 PM South African time, GMT +2. Alright, jumping back over, we do have a 76% chance of a home win in favor of Nantes. Alright, but I don't think too many goals in this game. Expecting a 1-0, followed actually very, very closely by a 2-0 for Nantes, followed by a little bit further down on the percentage scale, a 3-0 in favor of Nantes. So this just basically looks like heading on to a Nantes win. A little bit low when it comes to the goal outcomes for my liking over here. So what I would do in this game is, because it's Sunday, because I'd be feeling good, I would like to stake this on a Nantes win. If the odds are really, really, really decent, you might want to do a double chance just to remove a little bit of risk. Remember, if ever you want to work out what the percentage would be on a double chance, just basically add the percentages together over here, and what you'll see is that you get a 95% chance of a home win or draw, which will then obviously minimize your risk, but this is all odds dependent. You don't want to kill your odds off chasing percentages. Okay, so the Nantes game looks like it's heading off to a Nantes win. I'm just a little bit concerned about the scoreline, so I probably wouldn't go with anything on the scores. Alright, so let's quickly jump over Zurich versus Young Boys. I don't know about everybody else, but Young Boys have been atrocious lately. Whenever I've staked on them, I don't know what's going on with them. It feels like they should be winning and should be cleaning up, but you know, they somehow just let me down on quite a few occasions. So let's just jump into this one, and here we do have split odds across the board with an ever so slight in favor of the home team, FC Zurich. Alright, looking at the scorelines, this looks tasty. Alright, a 2-2 is most likely, followed by a 2-1 in favor of the home team, followed by a 2-1 in favor of the away team. Right, so this is looking like a really, really tasty game. And if we jump into the outcomes over here, this is what I like to see. 82% chance of over 2.5 goals and a 79% chance of both teams to score. So what I would say is, if you want a bit of a safer option, go with the over 2.5 goals. If you want to add a little bit of risk and multiply your odds there and push your odds up, couple the over 2.5 with a both teams to score, as yes, I think it's going to be an absolute banger this game is looking to be. Alright, so this is looking like a really good one. Thank you for that one, Kanishozi. I see here you were the one that requested this. So this looks like a really good game. Over 2.5 and both teams to score as yes. Right, let's quickly have a look at the Juventus-Fiorentina game. And then I see there's a request for Sociedad versus Betis. We're going to have a look at that as well. Alright, so let's just quickly jump back into this. So we're just going to navigate down to Italy and look for Juventus. So first we'll do Juventus and then we'll do Fiorentina. They are two different games. Alright, so in this game actually, this is a bit of an interesting one because we have a bit of a lowly percentage in favor of Juve with only a 69% chance of a win for Juve, which is a little bit lower than what I would generally be expecting, and a draw coming in at 24%. Now this is a little bit of a concern for me. Okay, looking at the scorelines, a 1-0 most likely, followed by a 2-0, followed by this 0-0, which would be my concern when it comes to this game. Right, and then obviously not expecting too many goals based off of these scorelines. Now the reason why that exactly is happening is we do have Juve scoring 1.67, which is basically almost slap bang on the average mark, and conceding 0.83. Their defense is extremely good at home, but they really aren't scoring as many goals as we would expect to see from a team like Juventus. And then we have Bologna, who are not scoring very well, 0.93, and conceding 1.68. Alright, now having a look at these goal outcomes, I do feel slightly more inclined to look at the 1-0 and 2-0 scorelines over here, but I am slightly worried about this draw percentage over here. So maybe just err on the side of caution when it comes to this game. But looking at the expected goals, etc., I would err on leaning towards the 1-0 and 2-0. But I will not be recommending anybody to jump on a Juve win here. I am a little bit concerned about the high draw percentage. Alright, so I hope that does assist anybody who was thinking about the Juve Bologna game, just to keep an eye on that side of things. Alright, then Sociedad versus Betis playing tonight. Let's head on over all the way to Spain. It feels like we are doing a round the world in 80 days over here, jumping from country to country. Sociedad versus Real Betis. This game is kicking off in 25 minutes, so let's quickly get stuck into this one. We do have a Sociedad versus Betis, a 59% chance in favor of Betis, and followed by a very high 27% chance of a draw. Now the problem that I do have is Betis have slipped off lately a little bit. They are not as ruthless as they were maybe a little bit earlier in the season. So we are seeing a little bit of drop-off from them towards the back end. In terms of the goals, we do have a 1-0 as most likely scoreline, followed by a 2-0, followed very closely from the 2-0 by a 0-0 draw. Alright, so just err a little bit again on the side of caution when it comes to that high draw percentage. In terms of the goals, not seeing too much in that. Right, and let's just take a quick look as to why Sociedad at home only scoring 0.95 goals. That's shocking at home, but they are only conceding 0.79 goals a game. Most of these Sociedad games are most likely ending in 0-0s or 1-0s, depending on which way it's going. And having a look at Betis, they are obviously the better team over here, scoring 1.79 goals away from home and conceding 1.21. So really decent stats for Betis. Far more the aggressive team in terms of going out and attacking compared to Sociedad. But the problem is this: goals conceded for Sociedad at 0.79 do pose a problem and a threat to going with a Betis win, or potentially going with heavy goal markets over here. So just err a little bit on the side of caution when it comes to this game. There is this high draw percentage, and I do not see a lot of goals happening in this game. Alright, let's just jump through some of the comments here. I do have Leverkusen versus Leipzig. Let's have a quick look at Leverkusen versus Leipzig. That's coming straight out of Germany. Now we're back on the plane. We're flying over from Spain all the way to Germany. Let's have a quick look, and that was Leverkusen. Okay, Leverkusen versus Leipzig. This is on Sunday at 7:30, and we do have a 73% chance in favor of an RB Leipzig win. Alright, it's pretty decent stats over there. Looking at the scorelines now, this is where I like to see, this is what I like to see. A 4-2 most likely, followed by a 5-2, followed by a 4-1. So lots of goals, and what I'm liking is both teams are scoring those goals. And if we do go over here, we do see a 97% chance of over 2.5 goals, and both teams to score with 86% chance. So I would be avoiding, personally, I'd be avoiding the away win here, and I would be solely focused on the goal markets with an over 2.5 and a both teams to score as yes in this game. Right, so this is looking like a really, really good one. And I mean, if we just glance down at the actual score lines over here, it's absolutely crazy. Leverkusen scoring 2.37 goals a game, and Leipzig scoring 2.27 goals a game. We have two really big juggernauts of German football going up against each other over here. It's bound to be a crazy good match. So go with the over 2.5 and both teams to score as yes. Alright, so I'm just quickly scrolling through some of the comments over here and just seeing. Alright, Liverpool, we did go through the Tottenham Brighton game, and we focused in on a Spurs win on that game. Salzburg and Real Madrid. Alright, we've got a request for Salzburg and Real Madrid. So let's just hop on over. We can go back to Spain quickly. Let's go and have a look at the Madrid game. Real. Okay, Real are playing Sevilla. This should be an interesting game. Right, so as expected, I was expecting a little bit of split odds in terms of this. Obviously, we do have this in favor of Real at a 68%, and if I'm not mistaken, Real need to win this game. This is like a must-win game. So I can only imagine that they would be pushing a little bit higher for that. And in terms of the scorelines, we do have a 2-1 as most likely, followed by a 3-1, followed by a 2-0, all in favor of Madrid. Right, and looking at the outcomes, there is a 77% chance of over 2.5 goals. So if you were feeling a little bit sneaky on the day, maybe go with an over 2.5 on the Real Madrid Sevilla game. I would personally avoid an outcome-based stake, and I would focus in on the over 2.5 stake on this game. Alright, so I hope that does help. And then we've got some requests out of the Portuguese league. Let's go and have a look at the Porto League, Portugal. Alright, and what game is this? Sporting versus Benfica, or Sporting and Benfica. I'm not exactly sure if they are playing each other, and they actually are playing each other. This should make for an interesting game. Alright, so we do have on Sunday, 9:30, massive game out of Portugal. Sporting Lisbon versus Benfica. 56% chance in favor of the home team. So split odds in terms of the goal outcomes over here, or in terms of the match outcomes. Scorelines, always going to look tasty on a game like this. 3-2 most likely, followed very closely by a 2-2, followed by a 3-1. The 3-2 and 3-1 in favor of the home team. Right, and having a look at the goal outcomes, we do have a 91% chance of over 2.5 goals and an 85% chance of both teams to score as yes. So my pick for this game would definitely be an over 2.5 goals and both teams to score as yes. This is a banger. Thank you for this game. Absolutely brilliant. Right, I see John has a couple of requests. We'll have a quick look through a few of the games that John is asking for. We won't go through every single one, but let's take a look so that we can get through everybody's requests for this evening. Okay, so first up we're going to do Borussia versus Wolfsburg. I'm assuming that is Dortmund. Indeed it is. My German team, my favorite player, plays there, Marco Reus, absolute demon. So let's have a quick look. 87% chance of a home win in favor of Dortmund. Alright, having a look at the score lines, a 4-1 followed by a 5-1 followed by a 4-0. So expecting a very dominant performance from Dortmund. Goal outcomes, 93% chance of over 2.5 goals and a 98% chance of over 1.5. Right, I know the odds are never really great in the German league when it comes to the overs goals market as they are in some of the other leagues. But maybe what you can do, if the odds are great, go with a home win and go with total match goals over 1.5. Like I always say, if we're expecting one team to completely dominate and eradicate another team, always err on the side of caution when it comes to over 2.5, because you're expecting one team to score 3 goals, whereas it's a lot more likely that they're going to score those 2. So maybe just focus in on a home win coupled together with an over 1.5. Alright, let's now jump back to Italy quickly to have a look at the Lazio Torino game John is asking for. So let's jump over Italy and we can just have a quick look over here. Lazio versus Torino. Right. Okay, so in terms of this game, we do have a 71% chance in favor of Lazio, but a pretty high 22% chance of a draw, which is a little bit of a concern for my liking. Looking at the goal outcomes, a 1-0 most likely, followed by a 2-0, followed by a 0-0 draw. Alright, and the reason why we're expecting these low goals over here is both teams have really good defensive structures. Lazio at home only conceding 1.11 goals a game, and Torino only conceding 1.21 goals a game. So we're not expecting a lot of goals in this game over here. So just err on the side of caution. Even though Lazio are scoring over 2 goals a game, the defensive structure of Torino makes this a little bit concerning with the 0-0 draw. So just bear that in mind if you are staking on this, to take into account that decent defensive record from Torino. Alright, I'm just quickly scrolling through a couple of the games over here. Alright, I see there's a couple of guys who are asking for games that we've just gone through. Just going through a few of the games here. See which ones we can go through. Right, so I see there's a couple of requests for the Metz versus Clermont. So let's quickly jump over to France. We are definitely doing the Euro trip this evening. Off to France we go. Metz versus Clermont. Remember guys, please, anybody who is on the streams right now, please drop a like on the stream. That's all we can ask for, just to get a little bit of exposure and get this in front of more people. And that's all we're doing this for. Alright, so having a look over here, Pabmov, please stay tuned. I'm going to answer your question without a doubt. I'm just going to go through this one game and then I'm going to answer your question about how you should be staking your games, because it is an extremely important question. So please, please, please do stay tuned. I'm going to answer that question very, very shortly. Alright, so having a look at the Metz versus Clermont foot game, it kicks off on Sunday at 3 PM. We do have a little bit of split odds when it comes to the draw and the away win. A 42% chance of an away win and a 39% chance of a draw ultimately gives us an 80% chance of a away win draw, so a double chance over there, which might be a decent shot depending on what the odds look like on a game like this. Looking at the scorelines, we're not expecting too many goals in terms of this game, and the reason why we're not expecting a lot of goals is we do have, on average, only scoring Clermont Foot only scoring 1 goal, just over 1 goal a game, and Metz only scoring 0.96. Yes, they are both conceding quite a few. However, you cannot just take strikers that are not scoring and just expect them to score in a game against a team that's conceding more. Alright, it does make still for a tough game. Strikers out of form cause big problems for clubs. Alright, so be very careful when you do stake this game. If you do want to go with anything, couple these two together. A double chance on an away win draw coupled together will give you an 80% coverage when it comes to the probability outcomes on this game. Alright guys, I just want to take 5 minutes quickly to just run through. There's a question. Pabmov came in and he asked, how should one place bets? 1 game per ticket or multiple games for major wins? Right, this is an extremely important question, because all week, all day, last week, we've got so many guys asking for, you know, ACCAs here, there, and everywhere. All right. Let me just clarify one thing. An ACCA is for fun. All right. If you are planning on making money off of accumulators, there's a reason why you are not retired yet, because ACCAs are there, and the bookies were the ones that actually drove the terminology of ACCA down and encourage the guys, to encourage everybody else out there to do them. Now, the reason why they do that is because obviously your risk goes through the roof over there, right? If you want to make money in sports betting, the only way that you are going to make that happen is by building a portfolio. Now, we've done a couple of videos on different betting strategies and things like that, which I think I need to turn into a little bit of a YouTube tutorial to help you guys. But basically, if you want to make money in sports betting, what you need to do is you need to follow the rule that the same rule applies on the stock market. All right, you need to always follow a 2/3 rule. Okay, and what the 2/3 rule basically means is that you need to ensure that you win at least 2/3 of your games. And when I say 2/3, I mean singles. Okay, always place singles. If you want to make money in sports betting, place singles and be patient. Okay, if you're expecting to make $1 million overnight, it ain't gonna happen. All right, because otherwise we would all be sitting chilling all nicely out there. All right, what you need to do is you need to make sure that when you place and you're staking your singles, you always win at least 67% of your stakes. Okay, what that basically does is, based off of the odds, and also always make sure that you only stake on odds that are higher than 1.6. Okay, the reason why is if you're going to stake odds on 1.3, you're not going to earn enough in order to cover your losses. Okay, and we've said this plenty of times, never ever chase your losses ever, because you will end up losing your money. All right, always target a 67% win ratio. Okay, and so basically what that means is if you stake 100 games, you need to at least win 67 of them. And what will happen is if you win 67 of those games, you will see your profit just keeps climbing. So what you do is, and I'll make a more detailed video on this, but I just want to touch on this because it's so important to us that the guys understand how to place stakes properly. All right, take the money in your balance at the moment. If it is 300 Rand, it's 300 Rand, doesn't matter. If it's 3,000 Rand, it's 3,000. It does not matter how much is in your wallet at the moment, in your balance. Okay, and when I say your balance on your bookie site. Take that, divide that by 30. All right, 30. Okay, that is what your units are. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen unit betting and guys talk about 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. And what that refers to, how encouraged they are, or how steadfast they stand behind the odds that they are basically given. Right, so when they say stake 1 unit, what that means is take 1 unit of your balance divided by the 30 games, and that is your unit. Okay, the reason why we do 30 games is so that you have that in your wallet, so that you basically can constantly grow. And by targeting a 67% outcome on your games, you will grow that amount. Now, to give you an idea, all right, we started with a small amount. I think we started with 200 Rand or so in wallet balance, and currently now I'm up about 1,800 Rand. Okay, and what that means now is that I can stake 60 Rand per game, and if I lose a game, I really don't care. I don't care, because I'm playing the long game. I'm playing the strategy of making it down the line. I'm not chasing an overnight success, because it won't ever happen. All right, maybe you get lucky, maybe you do, and you know the bookies love to say, oh, somebody won 160,000 Rand off of a 100 Rand stake. Cool for them, cool for them. It's like playing the lotto. You want to do that, go and play the lotto, because it's the same odds out there. All right, but make sure that you build a portfolio, target a 67% win, play ACCAs for fun. Right, that's all they are. They are for fun. The risk is ridiculous. And I can do the math and I can work out what the risk is, but it's ridiculous. Okay, so play your singles, play your games properly. All right, risk analysis. Make sure that you guys do hit a 1.6 or higher odds on the games that you do play. Target that 67% win, and I can guarantee you what you will see is you'll see your balance creeping up, and you'll be able to play more per unit per game each and every single day, and you will see that balance climbing, and that is how you become successful at sports betting. Alright, so what I will do is I'll do a little bit more of a detailed YouTube game, but for now let's jump into a few more games. I'm just quickly going through some of the comments over here. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just quickly going through over here. Okay, I see there is a question with regards to why don't we do corners as well. That is a very, very important question as well. We are actually working on adding corners through to our site. The problem is corner markets do make use of a very different algorithm, because corners are quite high in numbers, so we're expecting, you know, over 8.5, over 10.5. So I cannot use my same algorithm that I do have for goals, but I am actually busy writing and testing the algorithm out in order to you know, get it as accurate as I possibly can for corners, and then I will be adding the corners and cards markets to the website. And the other thing is I'm going to be splitting all of this stuff into first half, second half, and full time. So what we will be able to do is we'll be able to go into the outcomes and say, okay, what is the over 1.5 goals or over 0.5 goals chances for a first and second half outcome? So we will be adding all of that to the website in the not so distant future. All right, okay, so let's quickly have a look. I see there's a couple of requests for the Newcastle Leicester game, so let's have a quick squiz over there. I can do maybe 2 or 3 more games for this evening. Let's have a look, and don't forget guys, please do smash the likes on the stream, as well as if you guys do want to join us for a little bit of a better, especially for the TikTok guys, for a better viewing experience, make sure to head on over to YouTube. We do stream all of this live on YouTube as well. Alright, so let's go over to Premier League, and it was the Newcastle Leicester game that a lot of you were asking about. Right, so let's dig into this game. Alright, so we do have a 55% chance in favor of Leicester City, followed by a 23% chance of a Newcastle win and a 22% chance of a draw. So a little bit of split odds over here. Not too certain in favor of Leicester, because Newcastle are doing pretty well, and they're probably more informed than Leicester are at the moment. In terms of the goals, we do have a 2-1 most likely, followed by a 1-1, followed by a 2-0 in favor of Leicester. In terms of the outcomes, we do have an 83% chance of over 1.5 goals. Now this is one of those games over there where I'm not going to find too much value in the game. I do like the look of the over 1.5, but the odds are probably terrible. Maybe there's an opportunity for an in-play on over 1.5 if the game's still 0-0 after 10-15 minutes. There might be a decent shout for an in-play. But having a look at this game, they really, it seems a little bit too tight for my liking. A little bit too risky, and value is a little bit down on this game. So personally, I will be avoiding the Newcastle Leicester game when it comes to placing some stakes. Alright. Okay, I see here we do have a request for, there was Liverpool versus Man City. When is that game even playing? I don't, let's just see here. Is the FA Cup games going on? Yes, they're playing in the FA Cup, so they're basically following on exactly from the game that they had over the weekend, which was a fantastic game. Alright, so in terms of this game kicking off on Saturday 4:30, just remember, like I always say with cups, err on the side of caution. because of changes to lineups, etc, etc. So just err a little bit on the side of caution here. However, looking at this, we do have it ever so slightly in favor of Liverpool, 49%, but this is, like I said, it is split odds. It could go any way, but it is ever so slightly in favor of Liverpool. In terms of the goals, 2-1 most likely, followed by a 2-2, followed by a 3-1. Right, the 2-1 and 3-1 both in favor of Liverpool. And then we have the scoreline from the weekend, a 2-2 as the second most likely. Alright, and then having a look at the outcomes, we do have an 82% chance of over 2.5 goals and a 78% chance of both teams to score as yes. For me, for this game, I love the look of an over 2.5 goals on this game. So maybe that would be the market that I will be going for. And this game kicks off tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Alright, so I hope that one does help. Alright. And alright, so I think we've got 1 or 2 more games that we can go through. Just going to pick 2 at random. Maybe we can just stay in England here. I see there's a request for the Brentford game. So let's have a quick look at the Brentford game. And guys, don't forget, if I didn't manage to get through to your game tonight, it's fine. Just head on over to the website, predict-heroes.com, and you will see everything that we are doing here. Just access the web app. Alright, so we do have a sort of bottom of the table clash, Watford versus Brentford, kicking off at 4 PM on Saturday. We do have a 69% chance in favor of Brentford win. Right, so not really conclusive there. However, it is in favor of Brentford. Scorelines, a 2-1 most likely, followed by a 2-0, followed by a 3-1. And you know what, with Mbeu finding his scoring touch late in the season, it's been a pity for us FPL managers. Buemo wasn't that great in the beginning of the season when I had him, but now he seems to have found his bit of goal scoring touch. I think these scorelines are a good shout, 2-1, 2-0 and a 3-1 favor of Brentford. Looking at the outcomes, 87% chance of over 1.5 seems like a really good shout for this game. So if you do find decent odds at over 1.5 on this game, 87% really does seem like a good shout for this game. The rest of the stuff, a little bit high risk, and as soon as it is high risk, the value for me goes down, and I would rather avoid than potentially lose on a high risk value bet. Alright, let's quickly have a look over here. Alright, you know what? I'm going to jump into one more game because it is a massive one. It is Italy, and it will be Napoli versus Roma. Let's have a quick look over here. Alright, this is bound to be, you know what, if you guys are not doing anything on Monday at 7 PM, make sure you watch this game, because I can guarantee you now, either Mourinho is going to get yellow carded or he's going to get sent off. There's going to be Mourinho theatrics going on in this game. Napoli versus Roma, we can see that there is nothing in this game. A 39% chance of a Roma win and a 37% chance of a Napoli win. Extremely close. Looking at the scores, 1-1 most likely, followed by a 2-1 in favor of Roma, followed very closely by a 2-1 in favor of Napoli. In terms of the scorelines, I am really liking the look of both teams to score as yes. I know it's at 62% over here, but if we do just quickly have a quick glance down at the goal line, the goal outcomes, the only thing that maybe puts a little bit of risk on it is the only 1.15 goals conceded by Napoli and 1.57 by Roma. So Napoli are a little bit more of the defensive minded team at home, but if Roma do nab a goal, and following their Conference League exploits last night, I do feel like they're going to go in this on a high, and you can only expect Mourinho to go absolutely crazy up and down the touchline, and I really do like the look of both teams to score on this game. I'm definitely going to watch this game because it is going to be crazy with Mourinho on the sideline there. Alright guys, I think that is going to be it for tonight. We've been live for 45 minutes. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing my voice. So please guys, do have a fantastic evening. For those of you that are celebrating Easter this weekend. Please do enjoy it. Drive safe and be responsible. And anyone going with Passover, same thing. Please do enjoy it. I hope it's been a great one as well. You guys do enjoy the long weekend. And obviously, like normal, we will be back with videos tomorrow morning. Any videos you guys do want, make sure you do request in the comments, and we will get to as many as we possibly can. Right, thank you so much for all the likes, all the interaction. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Peace.
Fly